Listen carefully, because what I'm about to share isn't just advice, it's survival. It is wisdom passed down through the quiet words of grandmothers, the silent strength of mothers, and the unbreakable resilience of women who learned the hard way that not everything is meant to be shared. A woman's heart is like a fortress, a sacred space. Not every man deserves the key, and not every soul is worthy of knowing its deepest secrets. If you grasp this now, you may learn it when it's too late, when trust is shattered, when love is tested, and when your own strength is all you have left. In this world, a woman is expected to give, to nurture, to heal. But let me tell you something important. She must also protect not just herself, but her peace, her dreams, and her power. That means knowing what to keep hidden and what to guard with everything inside her. If you have ever felt betrayed, if you've given too much and been left feeling empty, if you've ever wished you had held back just a little more, then listen closely. These 5 things must never be placed in the wrong hands. Understand this above all else. If you take nothing else from this, remember this: this is where the truth hits deep. And this is what separates the wise from the wounded. If there's one truth a woman must hold on to, it is this: your insecurities are not meant for public display. They are not weapons to be handed over. They are not confessions to be made blindly. They belong to you and you alone. Because let me tell you something, this world is not always kind to vulnerability. It will take the softest parts of you and use them against you. It will turn your honesty into a weapon. And a man, any man, even a good one, is still human. He is still flawed. No matter how much he loves you, no matter how much he swears to protect you, there may come a day when he will not know what to do with the weight of your deepest fears. It happens in the quiet moments, in arguments that cut too deep, in anger that rises too high. And suddenly, the very thing you once whispered in trust is thrown back at you like a blade. Suddenly, you walk away and hear those words again. That's why you're not good enough. That's why you'll never succeed. That's why you'll always be afraid. And in that moment, when your deepest insecurity is no longer just yours, but has been twisted and reshaped into something meant to hurt, you will understand why you must be careful. Insecurities are not meant to be handed out like gifts. They are wounds still healing. Only you know how much they ache. Only you carry their weight. Only you have the power to control them. A man can love you, but love does not guarantee understanding. Love does not erase the instinct to win an argument. Love does not mean he will always know how to hold fragile things without breaking them. So hear me now. Your fears, your doubts, the things that keep you awake at night, do not place them in the wrong hands. But do not offer them to someone who has not proven they can carry them with care. Some men are gentle. Some men are kind. But even the kindest hands can drop what they do not know how to hold. And let's be real, people change. The man who swears he would never hurt you today may not be the same man you face tomorrow. Time reveals truths. Love shifts. Life tests. And the last thing you want is to realize too late that you gave a piece of yourself to someone who did not know its worth. A strong woman learns to guard her own heart. She learns to whisper her fears only to herself or to those who have proven, beyond doubt, that they will never use them as weapons. She learns that some battles are hers alone. Because let me tell you something about power. Power lies in what you choose to share and what you choose to protect. A woman who hands over her insecurities without thought is a woman who gives away a piece of her armor. And in this world, in this life, you need every piece of strength you can hold. So be careful. Be wise. And above all, be your own protector. Because at the end of the day, your deepest insecurities belong to you, and not every man deserves to hold them. Now, let's talk about something else that a woman must always protect: her financial independence. Money is not just paper. It is power. It is freedom. It is the difference between staying in a situation because you choose to and staying because you have no choice. And if there is one thing a woman must always protect, it is her ability to stand on her own financially. Listen to me, there is a dangerous game that is played when love and money mix. A game where too much trust, too much openness, too much blind faith can leave you vulnerable in ways you never saw coming. It starts small, a shared account here, a little dependency there. Before you know it, the control is no longer in your hands. Do not mistake my words. A relationship is built on trust. A partnership requires teamwork. But let's not be naive. Life does not always follow fairy tale endings. People change. Circumstances shift. And a woman who does not have her own financial foundation is a woman who risks everything when the ground beneath her starts to shake. Have you ever seen a woman trapped? Trapped in a home, in a marriage, in a life that no longer respects her, no longer values her, no longer loves her, but she stays. Not because she believes in second chances, not because that no matter what happens, she always has a choice. You are never completely at the mercy of someone else's decisions. So listen to me when I say this: your financial independence is not up for debate. It is not a secret to be shared in fleeting moments of trust, nor is it a sacrifice to be made in the name of love. It belongs to you, and no matter how deeply you love a man, no matter how much he loves you in return, no matter how strong your belief in forever is never guaranteed. But your strength, your ability to stand tall on your own, is something you have control over. It is something you must protect, something that no one should ever have the power to take away from you. A wise woman makes her moves in silence. She does not announce every decision she makes, nor does she expose her plans for the world to scrutinize. The moment you reveal your next step to the wrong ears, you give others the chance to question it, delay it, or even sabotage it. Some things thrive in silence. Some dreams need room to breathe before they are subjected to doubt, judgment, or interference. When it comes to a woman's next move, whether it be her career, her personal growth, or any decision she makes for herself, not every man needs to know what she plans to do next. The truth is, not everyone is rooting for you. Some will smile at you while secretly hoping for your downfall. Some pretend to support you but plant seeds of doubt behind closed doors. And sometimes the very person you trust the most, the one you believe will always stand by your side, can unknowingly hold you back. Not necessarily out of malice, not because he does not love you, but because your growth challenges him. Your ambition forces him to reflect on his own journey. Your success makes him question the choices he has made. And some men simply do not know how to handle a woman who is constantly evolving, rising, and striving for more. So let me tell you this: your dreams are sacred, and a smart woman understands that the best way to move forward is in quiet determination. Not because she is hiding, but because she knows that not everything is meant to be disclosed before it's time. I think about how many times you have shared your plans with someone only to feel the weight of their doubts creeping in. Are you sure that's the right choice? Do you really think you can do that? What if it doesn't work out? And suddenly, the fire that once burned brightly within you begins to dim. Not because you doubted yourself, but because you allowed someone else's fears to become your own. That is why a woman must be careful with her words. She must know when to share and when to hold back. She must recognize that not every battle requires an audience, and not every victory needs an announcement before it is won. There is strength in mystery. There is power in moving forward without seeking approval. There is freedom in knowing that your next move is yours alone. A woman who moves in silence is a woman who cannot be stopped. She does not need permission. She does not need validation. She does not wait for someone else to believe in her before she takes action. She simply moves. She builds. She grows. And when the right time comes, when her plans have turned into reality, when her dreams have become undeniable, only then does the world witness what she has accomplished. And by then, it is too late for anyone to stand in her way. The foundation has already been set. The work has already been done. And no opinion, no doubt, no interference can take away what she has built. So hear me when I tell you this. Keep your next move to yourself. Protect your plans as if they are your most valuable treasure, because they are. And no man, no matter how much he claims to love you, no matter how much he promises to support you, should ever be given the power to shake your vision before it even begins. A woman's success is not something to be predicted, it is something to be witnessed. So move in silence. And when the time is right, let them see the woman you've become. A woman's past belongs to her alone. The pain, the struggles, the sleepless nights filled with silent tears, these are not things that should be placed in just any man's hands. Because no matter how much he loves her, no matter how much he swears to cherish her, There may come a day when the burden of her past is turned against her. Heartbreak leaves an imprint. It teaches lessons in ways that only pain can. And when a woman has walked through fire, when she's been burned by love, and yet still survived, she carries that strength with her. But she must never be too quick to hand over those stories. Let me tell you why. When you tell a man too much about those who hurt you, about those who betrayed you, about those who left you in pieces, you are giving him a guide to your deepest vulnerabilities. You are showing him exactly where you have been weak, exactly what has broken you before. And not every man will use that knowledge to protect you. Some will use it to push boundaries, to test how much you are willing to tolerate. That is why every man before me has done the same thing. And suddenly, what was once trust has turned into regret. What was once a moment of vulnerability has now become ammunition. You will sit there, wondering how you ever let those words escape your lips, how you ever believed that your past would be safe in someone else's hands. So, listen to me now, your past heartbreaks belong to you. Your pain, your lessons, your survival, these are not stories to be handed over just to prove your worth. A man who genuinely loves you does not need to know every single detail of who hurt you before him. He does not need to hold on to your past in order to love your present. Let him earn your trust through his actions. Let him prove himself through consistency, through patience, through love that does not require the ghosts of old wounds to guide it. And only when you are completely certain, without a single doubt, that he is the kind of man who would never use your pain against you, only then, if you choose, do you let him see the parts of you that were once broken. Because a strong woman does not need a man to fix her. She does not need him to heal what was once broken. She needs him to love her as she is, without requiring an explanation of how she got there. And that is the difference between a man who truly deserves your heart and a man who is only interested in holding your past in his hands. A woman's true strength is her greatest weapon. It is the force that carries her through storms, the fire that keeps her standing even when the world tries to bring her down. But not everyone deserves to witness that strength. Not every man should know just how resilient a woman truly is. Because the moment he understands that she can survive anything, that she can endure pain, hardship, and still rise, some will take that strength for granted. Some will assume that because she is strong, she does not need protection. That because she is capable, she does not require care. And that is dangerous. Because strength is not a shield that makes a woman invincible. Strength does not mean she never feels exhaustion, never aches, never longs for a safe place to rest. But the world does not always see it that way. And some men, when they encounter a woman who carries herself with power, who does not break easily, who does not crumble under pressure, they take it as permission to give her less. Have you ever noticed a woman who is always giving, always doing, always holding everything together? Not just for herself, but for everyone around her. And yet the more she gives, the less she receives. The stronger she stands, the less people think she needs, until one day she's carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders, exhausted, drained, unseen. Why? Because her strength made them forget she was human. And in relationships, this can be even more dangerous. Some men will look at a strong woman and think she can handle it. She can handle the late nights, the distance, the pressure, and instead of cherishing her strength, they will test it. Instead of protecting her heart, they will assume she can protect herself. And before long, she will find herself in a love where she gives everything and receives nothing. But let me tell you something, a strong woman is not here to be tested. She is not here to serve as proof of resilience. Her strength should never be an excuse for a man to love her less. That is why a woman must be cautious. She must be careful with how much she reveals. Because the wrong man, the wrong people, will take that strength and drain it until she has nothing left. That is why a woman should never expose the full depth of her strength too soon. She must allow a man to believe, even if just for a moment, that she needs him. Not because she is weak, but because she deserves to be cared for. Because she deserves to be protected, not just admired from afar. And hear me well, a woman should never have to prove her strength in order to be loved. She should never have to endure unnecessary pain just to demonstrate that she can handle it. A man who truly loves her will not need to test her strength. He will honor it. He will recognize the fire in her spirit, the power in her soul. And instead of challenging it, he will cherish it. But some men only love what they can control. And a strong woman, she cannot be controlled. She cannot be manipulated. And that frightens them. That is why sometimes a woman must move with caution. She must protect her power in the same way she guards her heart. Because the wrong hands will take something beautiful and twist it against her. They will mistake her endurance for permission to do less, to give less, to try less. And by the time she realizes what has happened, by the time she sees how much of herself she has given away, it might be too late. But a wise woman, she knows better. She does not allow just anyone to see the full extent of her power. She does not hand over the secret of how much she can endure. She allows herself to be soft when she needs to be, to receive love without feeling the need to prove. She is unbreakable. Because true strength lies in knowing when to hold back, when to guard, when to protect the most sacred parts of yourself. And that is what makes a woman truly unstoppable. A woman's power does not lie just in what she shows, but in what she chooses to keep to herself. Some things, her financial independence, her next move, her past heartbreaks, her true strength, are not meant for open display. They are meant to be protected, guarded, and revealed only to those who have proven themselves worthy. Because in a world that often seeks to test, to take, and to control, a wise woman understands